Hello everyone, it's Roman, and today I'm going to be reviewing my old video on Streamline workshop and the Ashley drama at the time. I have a lot of people making it very clear to me how little they enjoyed that video, so I decided to go back, review it, and correct any mistakes I made then. Now, please keep in mind, I do not want to quote-unquote revive or prolong drama, so please do not accuse me of doing that. I simply want to fix any past issues, that's all. I will be showing off a bit of evidence I would show if I was making this video now. This is not an attempt to try and slander Ashley nor Streamline in the current day, so don't worry about me doing that. So let's just get into the video.
Ashley is a popular animator with 600,000 subscribers, and because she's so popular, a lot of people have their eyes on her. So when she does anything the public deems an oopsie, it'll blow up as the next hottest topic to rant about because her name will bring in the views. And that's exactly what's happening now. Ashley has done an oopsie that the public has deemed terrible, and is being cancelled left and right for it. And anyone who is defending her is a simping clown.
Now, I somewhat agree with what Streamline is saying here. Ashley is a bigger channel, and thus will be called out more than a channel such as my size. However, many of these callouts are in fact warranted, such as the fact that she has traced and doxed other users.
So a few issues just in this first clip. First of all, as you all can likely see, my voice was deeper in that old video, and that's because I didn't want to deal with any sort of voice dysphoria, so I poorly edited the pitch down in sections. However, it caught some of Streamline's words, so randomly her voice drops lower than the Mariana Trench. Secondly, the pair of watermarks. I wasn't familiar with my current editing program, so I had to use 2 other programs to get the video done, and even then it came out very, very poorly editing-wise. And the elephant in the room, the fact that I randomly brought up the Ashley doxing users incidents. Not only was it irrelevant to the situation, I didn't even show a single screenshot of proof. I won't be showing the evidence here, as it's pretty old and has been resolved to my knowledge. But if I was making this video now, I'd actually show the evidence.
The thumb and fingers are in completely different places. The angle of the hand is also not the same. Not to mention where the wrist begins is also not in the same place. And the arm doesn't even line up. People are saying this is traced because it's hard to see the overlay properly when Tiff's hand is so dark. But when moving the opacity up and down slowly, you can clearly see that this is not traced. So, yeah.
As you can recall, the image before wasn't an exact lineup, but was still clearly traced. Ashley's hand also isn't exactly lined up, but it's still very easy to tell that it was in fact traced. Looking at this image, it's easy to see the line art that Ashley has drawn, and it shows that Ashley at the very least traced a sketch and not the line art, causing there to be slightly more differences.
While I may still agree with this point, the way that I explained it was absolutely terrible. All the rambling, and even then my point was still piss poor. I could have brought up the suspiciousness of Ashley blocking Typh after the interaction and original accusation, and the fact if it was simply referencing, why Ashley wouldn't simply just give the credit in the description. But instead I went on some long, stupid tangent just mansplaining tracing to the viewers.
Now there's a claim going around that Ashley copied her original meme, Touch-Tone Telephone, and I don't think this is the case. The Touch-Tone Telephone song currently has 500,000 views on YouTube. It's possible that Ashley stumbled across this song, liked it, and decided to make it into a meme. Looking at these videos side by side, there really isn't a lot of similarities, if any at all. And on top of that, there isn't even proof Ashley even saw this video at all.
I don't believe that Ashley copied her original meme. However, Streamline didn't show the whole video, especially the section where the video of Ashley's animation and the user in question's animation lines up very, very similarly. I'm not sure where Streamline left this out. Perhaps she thought it was a little bit too incriminating to Ashley. Perhaps she didn't even notice the similarities. I may not know because I haven't been able to reach out to Streamline while making this video, so we may not know.
Not only another case of me not showing proof, but also being passive-aggressive. I didn't mean to be, but it comes off that way. I also admitted to not being able to contact Stream for some reason. It really shows how new I was to commentary, since I didn't know where to DM her. Quick warning for yelling, I did lower the audio, but to anyone who has anxiety from yelling, you will be able to tell it's still yelling, so beware. And even with the audio being lowered, there still is a part where she's loud, so maybe turn down the audio for a second.
Oh, what's that? Did she steal Birdie's watermark when she was 11? Fuck, man, now we got a burger at the stake! What's that? Ashley drew her character front-facing? Grrr, I did that pose first. This is pose theft. Oh my god, Ashley copied Susan. Guys, we gotta report and spread this information as if it's not already 2 years old. I can't believe we're fucking bringing up the Ashley Susan drama again, unironically, for like the 2nd time this year. Can you all, like, fucking stop? The drama is old and has already been resolved. Stop dangling it around as if it's something new.
I don't really have anything to say about Streamline's argument here, but the fact that I had to lower the volume by 30% and speed it up by 4 times shows how long this weird tangent was, and makes Streamline seem immature and thus not a good source of evidence. If this is true or not, it doesn't matter, as the way she speaks may influence more than what she speaks.
I said I had sped up the audio when I hadn't. I'd originally sped it up, but decided to slow it back down, and didn't put a correction in. Not a huge deal, but the fact that I didn't correct it makes me annoyed that it lowered the credibility for the video.
And probably the most telling part of the situation is how they're saying that Sashi's already 14 and should know better. In no other community would a 14-year-old be considered old at all. The animation meme community is made up of so many literal children that the age of 14 is put on this pedestal as if it's so fucking old. She made a minor mistake in not crediting Tiff when she referenced her. But people have now blown this drama so out of proportion that her 3-year-old videos are now being brought up into the spotlight for more clout.
It's true that 14 isn't very old, but it's seen as old in the animation meme community. This pulls into fact that this is a different community than, say, the gaming community, which means different rules. In the art community, it's very frowned upon to trace, and it's very common knowledge that you should not. However, in other communities, it may not really be a big deal, because gaming is very different from art.
Another issue is the fact that I very poorly explained that. I know that many people made this clear, mainly through insults, but anyways. Now, I had meant to say that yes, Sashley is young, so she may not make the smartest choices. However, it's very well known that tracing is not okay in the art and animation meme community. I should have brought up the fact that she's only popular because she had traced a user known as CindyBear03, formerly Scootaloo Loves Sans, who then put her on blast, and after apologizing, people flocked to her channel. She traced in the past, so it's not a huge leap to guess she may now somewhat link tracing to publicity. Instead, I tried to explain that due to the fact that only the art community really knows that tracing is looked down upon, the other users who aren't artists may not realize. I don't know why that was my argument, considering Sashley is literally only known for being an artist and animator. So, I'm not sure why I thought this was some sort of aha moment, but who knows.
Question, unless it's proof that she's traced in the past, which would have people like Streamline, who were once skeptical, consider that if Sashley traced then, that she could trace now.
I have changed my stance and now agree that Streamline is right in saying that the old Susan drama shouldn't have been dug up for this situation. However, I do think that past actions that are mirroring present actions could be brought up to show a pattern, and help tip the scales if the situation may not have a full Google Drive of evidence. I don't think that that's the situation here in Sashley's case, but I just want to be clear on my stance so there's no confusion. Unlike this old video, just 11 straight minutes of confusion. In short, though I do agree with my broad points I had, my editing, explanation, and hell, even the evidence was pretty terrible. I'm glad I'm able to look back and see all my past issues so that I can continue to improve. Once again, this isn't an attempt to re-stir like 8-month-old drama, just me having a bit of fun with my past content. Anyways, see you in the next video.